Y'all, September seemed like it was a long time ago. And I don't know if it's because I'm recording this video a little later than I would typically record this video. Like, I'm literally recording this video the day before it goes live. And that I'm not that type of girl. I don't never record a video and immediately post it. I'm not that type of girl. So it's literally the first weekend of October while I'm recording this, which makes September seem like it was a long time ago because I've already started my October reads. I did some stuff at the end of September that kind of extended and maximized my last days of September. And then when I got back to normal programming, it was October. Like, September just legit seems far away. So the notebook, I'm gonna be head down in a notebook because I do not remember a lot of these books that I read in September. But what I do know is I read 9. So let's get into this wrap up. Okay, so you guys know I had a very long spring and summer TBR, and the beginning of September is still summer. So I had to finish up my summer TBR at the beginning of September, and I started that off with Honey and Spice by Babalu La. Yes. And as you guys know, because I've said it multiple times, this book was a soft DNF for me. I tried to do this book via audiobook like at the beginning of springtime, and I had to do a soft DNF because the narrator had a heavy accent that I couldn't just follow. I couldn't follow her accent. Nothing wrong. Beautiful voice, but it was a me problem. It wasn't a narrator problem. It was a me problem. I could not follow along with the narrator because of her accent. And so it was one of those times where, are you going to continue reading this book and not be able to follow along? And then later on, you're going to have to look up spoilers. You're going to have to talk to people about it. You're going to have to figure out what the heck you just got done reading. Or are you going to do a soft DNF on it because you got the book sitting on your shelf? So that's what I did. I did a soft DNF on it because I had the physical copy. I've been having a physical copy since springtime sitting on my shelf. So I was like, we're going to put it down. And when I feel like actually reading the physical copy, we're going to pick it back up, which, y'all, I'm glad I did. I picked this book back up and it was just so good. And I think I just needed to read it in my voice. And I did this with the physical copy while I was at home and the ebook when I was like at work and on the go. And I love this story so much. I have to look at my notes. I actually did a reading vlog on this one. I actually did a reading vlog on this one. So if you guys want to hear all of my thoughts and opinions on this one, go refer to the reading vlog I did on this one. I think it was finishing up my summer TBR, but you guys are here for the rating. I gave this a 4-star. I gave this a 4-star. It was very, very good. I highly recommend. It is a college romance. And it was good. It gave brown sugar vibes. If you like brown sugar and if you like music, if 90s and early 2000s music is your jam, you will definitely love this. They mentioned so many like actors and actresses from that time frame. So many songs and stuff was mentioned from the time frame. I loved both characters. I can relate to both characters in many ways, and I really, really love this book, and this was definitely a 4-star read for me. So the next book I read in September is Yellow Wife by Sadika Johnson. This was my first book by the author. I've heard nothing but great things about her books. This one, and I think her other one, is The House of Eve that everybody talks about. And I love to read historical fiction when I get the opportunity to do so. It's not a genre that I have tons of books on at home, and it's not a genre that I will naturally just gravitate to. It literally has to be just something that piques my interest at that time. And I'm glad I listened to this book via audio because this is my first time reading anything by the author, and of course this is a new book for me. So you guys already know, if it's a new author, a new genre, I'm going to try to pick up the audiobook just so that I can get the full on experience. And I loved it. I need to look at my notes, because if you guys hadn't read this book, I got to tell you what it's about. So the main character name is Phoebe. She lived a sheltered life. Her mom shielded her from what life truly looks like for a slave because she had rank. Her mama had rank. She was like in a medical field. I forget exactly what her job title was, but she was not your typical slave. And soon after her mother dies, and this is in a synopsis, she has to face a harsh reality. Soon after Phoebe's mom dies, reality clicked in just like that. And this story was so good. Sadiqa did an amazing job writing this novel. If you listen all the way down to the prologue and the acknowledgement, she explained how much research she did to talk about this novel. And one thing about me is when people are writing, especially in historical fiction, when people are writing about true events and things that really happen, and they take the time out to dig in and do their research, I love that, because we want to make sure you know what you're talking about. Because when we quote your book and we're talking about it to other people, we want to ensure that what you told us in this book was correct and it matches up with the facts, okay? So I rated this book a 3.5 stars. Loved the book. It was so good. It really, really made me want to go ahead and start reading other books in her collection, and I definitely will. So soon after I finished that audiobook, I went ahead and picked up my book club's pick for September, and it's Anywhere You Run by Wanda M. Morris. You guys, this book was so freaking good. Like, I just remember being here in my reading room, legit binging it all night. I was experiencing every single feeling that you can experience while reading a book. I was laughing. I was kicking my feet. I was sad sometimes. I was just like, this book is so good. And it definitely made me want to read more books by this author. Now, what I did here is this is one of the best books she has written, but that's not going to deter me from trying her other books. And this book here is basically about two sisters on the run for two different reasons. They ran two different ways, and then their paths end up meeting because they end up having to meet. And that's all I'm going to give you guys, because this serves as a historical mystery thriller type deal. And when it comes to like mystery novels and thriller novels, if you give too much away, then you leave nothing for someone who wants to read the book. I gave this book a 5 stars. Like a 5 stars, because y'all know me and how I rate books. If I felt every emotion while reading this book and I want to go read more in your catalog, baby, you was an automatic 5 star for me. I highly recommend that y'all pick this book up. I cannot wait to have my group discussion with my book club on tomorrow or today while you're watching this video. The next book that I read was actually an e-arc that I was gifted from NetGalley and from the author. The title is Needy Little Things, and it is by Chanel Dismars, and it follows a Black teen with powers. Like, she has powers that must solve her friend's disappearance before she finds herself in the same danger. And this book here gives me Monday's Not Coming vibes, plus Good Girl's Guide to Murder vibes. Like, literally the two merged together. So immediately within like the first 20% of the book, you get that her friend disappears. And when I got that, I automatically thought Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to eat this up. It is a YA novel. I was like, I'm about to eat this up. And then with the magical little element thrown in there with the girl knowing some magic, I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. And then with her and her friends trying to figure out where her friend disappeared off to, literally gave Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So if you like those two books, then I highly recommend this one. It's really, really good. I gave it a 4 stars. The pub date for this book isn't until next year, though. It doesn't come out until February the 4th. However, if you could get your hands on the e-arc from NetGalley, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I feel like this is going to be up there with Tiffany D. Jackson. I feel like when this book goes live for people to literally get their hands on it, people are going to be raving about this all spring long. And if you can get your hands on it, please go to NetGalley and see if you can get your hands on it and read this book. So the next book that I read in the month of September is The Accomplice by 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson. And if you guys know, I am a 50 Cent stan, love him down. I have one of his books displayed on my shelf and I talk about it all the time because I love him. So when I found out he was doing his debut novel, I was like, I literally need to get this book, okay? I need to read this book. This is my guy. I love him so much. So I did get my hands on a ebook copy of this book and I'm so excited that I did. Now, what I can say is that this book is a little bit different. I would say if you are into S.A. Cosby and if you are into like crime fiction, you will really, really love this book. Like, you will. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that you're gonna love this book. Just get it, okay? If you can get your hands on it, just get it. It is about a black female ranger, black female Texas Ranger, and a Vietnam vet. Basically, the ranger investigates a robbery of a wealthy family, and during the cat and mouse game with Desmond, the vet, she finds out hidden truths that'll also put her career on the line. Y'all, this book read as a movie because, of course, Curtis had his hands dipped into this book. Like, if you watch any of his shows, if you know anything about Curtis Jackson, then you already know he is so talented in multiple ways. And this book literally read as a movie. I can see it coming out as a movie or a Netflix series or any kind of series. I can see it coming, okay? This book literally had me wanting more. I binged this book so quick. I was just like, it is so good. And he has so many references in it, like referencing G-Unit, a lot of old songs and stuff he referenced in this book. And you guys, it was just so good. It was a very good book. I did give, originally, I gave it a 3.5 stars, but then when I slept on it and I really just thought about it, actually thought about how much I raved about the book, I'm like, girl, how did you get that book 3.5? Bump that up to a 4 star because I'm talking about it way too much. That means I love the book just so much. Definitely need to go get the physical copy to display on my shelf. I didn't get the physical copy at first because, again, if y'all know me, I'm not gonna spend my coins on something I don't know about, okay? If I don't know about your writing style and I don't know how your books come off, I'm not spending my coin on that. I'm just not doing it. Like, let me read it first. If it's something that I like, then I'm gonna go pick it up and put it on my trophy shelf. And this book deserves a spot on my trophy shelf. In the month of September, I actually dibbled and dabbled into a lot of new adventures, and I really, really love that for me. So this next book that I did was actually a graphic novel, and it is volume 1, the Heartstopper series by Alice Oseman. You guys, I've been wanting to get into graphic novels for a minute because my sister-in-law, she literally loves them down. And every time I see her talk about them or post about them, I'm like, I just need to find the perfect one for me. And then with me watching videos here on BookTube, I started seeing some of my mutuals talk about the Heartstopper series. It is also a Netflix series and it's like a romance. And I was just like, wow, this is so cute. It's a YA romance and it's about 2 boys that meet at grammar school. It's an all-boys grammar school. Charlie has been bullied in the past and Nick meets Charlie and becomes friends and things get sweet from there. It's a very cute and wholesome read. Very cute, very quick. Like I said, it's a graphic novel, so it's really, really quick read. I think currently there is 5 in the series. I have the other 4 because I borrowed the first one from my sister-in-law. She came and got that one back, and then she dropped me off the other 4. So I'm definitely going to get into the rest of this series, and I do want to watch it on Netflix. I gave this a 5-star. It was just so good, and I think this is a series that you would definitely want your teenagers to read, and it's just a wholesome read. If you need something light in between your novels, pick this graphic novel up. I'm not steering you guys wrong. Like I said, I rated it a 5-star. So something else new that I picked up this month was fantasy, and I finally got into the Legendborn cycle by Tracy Dion, and I'm so excited that I did. I really, really enjoyed my first experience with fantasy. I already made a reading vlog about this, so if you want to hear my thoughts about it, go back to that reading vlog. But what I can say is that this book here is for beginners. If you have never read fantasy a day in your life, start with this one, because the main character Bree is new to this as well. So we're kind of figuring things out with her. And because it is set in a regular world, we don't have to go through all the world building and all of the things that you typically hear people who read fantasy talk about. Like, there was no maps in here. When I noticed that there was no maps in here, I was like, oh, we not finna go through nothing. Like, there's no maps in here. Now, mind you, I do have some fantasy novels that are sitting on my shelf that does have maps, and I feel like those are a little bit more advanced. But I feel like if you are new to fantasy, pick this one up. I'm getting ready to read the second one. Bloodmark this month is on my reading list. I'm getting ready to read the second one. So happy I finally got into this. Like I said, refer to my reading vlog for this. I gave it a 3.5 stars, and I'm so excited. Like, I don't know, it's something about trying something new that makes me just so happy and excited, because when you are just sticking with one thing, you really don't know what other genres have to offer. And so my goal this year was to specifically try some things that is just not part of my normal. And I'm glad I did this, because I got some more fantasy books on my shelf and I'm going to be reading them. So yes, 3.5 stars. I recommend this series for anyone that has not read fantasy. And I'm laughing because this book was wild. The next book that I read in September was The Art of Scandal by Regina Black. I've recorded a vlog talking about this book, and it actually is going to be out after this video drops. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I am going to give you guys a brief little synopsis so you can kind of get the gist of what this book is about. So picture this. You are married to a governor. You are a Black woman married to a white man, okay? And you throwing your man a 40th birthday party, okay? And you also bake. And you baked your man a birthday cake. So you in the kitchen getting his cake together so you can will it all out to his family and friends, scream surprise, sing happy birthday. But before you get out that door and you still decorating that cake, you get a text message on your phone. You look down at this text message and it's a nude photo from your husband. And it's in real time. How do you know it's in real time? Because he got his birthday outfit on. Not his birthday outfit, but he has his birthday outfit on. The one that he's in at the birthday party. So that's how you know it's in real time. But here's where shit get crazy. That picture wasn't for you, sis. That new photo he just sent to you, it wasn't for you. And how you know that? Because y'all ain't had sex in months. So it couldn't have been for you. Okay, so yes, that is the gist of this story, and this book was so freaking good. When I say I ate it up, I ate it up. And Matt can kiss my ass. Matt can kiss my ass, because he reminded me of Edward from This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. If y'all read that book, y'all already know how Edward was coming. Yeah, that's what Matt reminds me of. I gave this book a 4 stars. And now I'm just curious to see what else Regina Black got out there, because I want to read some more. This one was so good. Highly recommend. If you can get your hands on it, get it. It's not a romance. It got some romance aspects to it, but it's all about some scandalous stuff. Art of Scandal. Get it, okay? The last book I read in September was actually 1 chapter, and it dropped as a book, so that's how I logged it into my Goodreads, because don't play with me, play with somebody else when it comes to these reading goals, okay? And it was The Situationship by Abby Jimenez. Now, if you guys got the Target exclusive edition of Just for the Summer, I had to think about it. If you guys received the Target special edition of Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, then you guys got this chapter called The Situationship at the end of the book. Now, I didn't get that version. I think I bought mine from an independent bookstore, so I didn't get that version. But Abby Jimenez dropped this 1 single chapter little novella as an ebook, and it was like 99¢. Anything Abby Jimenez put down, I'm picking it up. So I picked it up, and I actually read this while I was gone off on vacation. It was quick. It was a quick, cute little vacation read, and it was good. It is about Maddie, which is a travel nurse. That is Emma's best friend and Just for the Summer. And Doug, which is one of the locals that lives in Wakan. And Maddie, she is a tough girl. If you read Just for the Summer, then you already know you can't get nothing past her. So, you know, she's just browsing Wakan, blah, blah, blah. She runs into Doug, and she like, everything he putting down is a green flag. And I don't really want to be in a relationship, but everything he putting down is a green flag. And that's all I'm going to give y'all, because it's a short little chapter and it was so good. Of course, I rated it a 5 stars because it was just a quick little chapter. And yeah, it was good. So if you got the exclusive and you didn't read to the very, very end, which you probably should have, because I'm sure you picked up the exclusive on purpose. But if you didn't get the exclusive, just go to Amazon, purchase the ebook, 99¢. Very good, very cutesy. It is set in the fall, so it gives all the fall vibes. So yeah, that sums up my reading wrap up for the month of September. I feel like I had a very good reading month. I was thoroughly engaged in every book that I read this month, and I actually did some reading vlogs. So if I'm giving y'all some reading vlogs, that's because I am really, really enjoying what I am reading, and I want to talk to y'all about it. So this is just my physical reads, and I'm deep off into my fall/October books, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about what I read this month, because while I'm recording this, it is currently October. Let me know what your favorite September read is. I probably already know, because I'm pretty sure I've watched all of you guys' videos of your September wrap-ups. Or let me know what you're excited to read in the month of October. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And until next time, ta-ta.